second time in Seattle. First time I had a girlfriend. That didn't work out. So I appreciate you guys all having me here. I met John probably about 3 years ago, okay? And I knew nothing about him. And then we ended up on a boat together in Greece. And I was like, this guy's funny, right? And when I say funny, I don't find people funny who I don't like. Does that make sense? So when I say funny, that means I like him. So I was like, he's pretty interesting. He works hard, cares about his kids. And I remember when he first started with Family First, there was a call that he did. We didn't have the recordings or the videos and stuff like that, but he did a call with Sean. And I remember him talking about his daughters, his situation that he was in, the situation that he was out working. And I didn't know, that was before the Greece thing, I just heard the name, and I was like, this guy's a beast. This guy, a beast in a way that when you care about someone, when you know why you're doing something, this thing's a wrap. So I can get up here and talk about phone script, what to say, but if you don't really know why you're doing this, you won't have the confidence to just do it. Does that make sense? It will sound, you'll say things like, Dom's just really good. When top producers go, aspiring top producers go, I can do that too. Does that make sense? So you got to figure out, where are you at? Are you one that's amazed by what somebody's doing? Or are you one that goes, good thing they did it first? Does that make sense? That's how I look at Sean. I go, thank God he did this first, because I would not want to go through all the stuff he went through to start this thing. Right? But we have to be grateful for the things that have come before us. So anything that I say today, take it, and I say take it with a grain of salt, because I love that, you're the best to do this. And I'm like, no, we're not. I'm not. I just believe I'm the best. And I know there's other people out there who are much better. But when I get on the phone and it's time to book appointments, I was like, I've got to get really good at this because I hate doing it. And if anybody goes, I love down on the phone, they're lying. Ask them how much they should pay. Does that make sense? You're like, how much did you get paid last month? They're like, $3,000. You're like, you don't love down on the phone. You just like to say that. Does that make sense? You don't love it. All right, nobody loves it, but you have to get really good at it to condense your time so that you're not doing it for 8, 9 hours. Okay? When I started, it was 7, 8, 9 hour dial days. I wanted to kill myself. I was like, you know what? I've got to figure this thing out now. What was I doing for those 7, 8, 9 hours? When you really look at it, I wasn't down on the phone. All right? I was CSI. Where's my man Brad at? All right? CSI on the phone. On the leads. That was me. They got the leads in, dude. I was looking at everything. All right, how old are they? What time do they typically get home from work? I know them or something. I don't know them. They put out a form and came out. I was like, what am I doing? I did all this stuff to not dial the phone. And all this stuff to go in my head, so when they did answer the phone, I was screwed. The first time I had somebody pick up the phone, I didn't know what to say? They picked up the phone, and I go, oh, no, it wasn't the first time they picked up. It was the first time they said they remembered the form. Because I was so set up for them, I don't remember doing that. I got the, where's Dean? I got the 2, 3-year-old leads too, bro. No doubt, all right? But I didn't know, I didn't know any difference. Sean was like, here's some leads, and I was like, cool. It's 23, I didn't know which way was up, let's do this thing. And I was so set up for the client or the prospective buyer to go, I don't remember, I don't want it, why are you calling me, that I didn't even know what to do when they responded the right way. And that goes to my first thing, is you have to expect that they want the insurance, that they want the information. Does that make sense? We can't be calling people up, are you still interested? You're not saying that. But your tonality, your tempo is sounding like you're unsure about why you're calling them. Okay, so how do you get good at that? Okay, it's repetition, but it's just like anything. It's like I just started golfing a little bit, right? And I'm like, I'm gonna go out there and practice, right? Dude, wrong practice is wrong practice. I can learn how to do the wrong thing over and over again, right? So what did I do? I was in North Carolina, Sean was in Connecticut. I thought, and you guys are gonna laugh, and you guys are probably feeling the same way. It's probably why some of you came to the office in Portland, at Matt's office, or whatever offices that are more 2, 3, 4 hours away from you. It wasn't because you wanted to get better. It was because you wanted to know if these fools are calling the same leads you're calling. Seriously. Okay, I was like, what leads are y'all calling? And how are you booking 15, 20 appointments a week? You know, I didn't get it. I was like, what is going on? So my objective, I told Sean, I was like, I'm gonna come up there to learn. I was like, yeah, right. I'm coming up there to just be CSI on you guys. Figure this out. So I went up there to Connecticut. He had an office that was like, honestly, if I put a wall up right here, this was the whole office. Okay? But it was fun. So I went up there, and what I saw was a group of men and women who were serious about what they were doing. And when I say 8 o'clock start at dial day, 8 o'clock is when everybody in that room was starting at 8. Everybody. When I was starting by myself at home in my apartment, I would say I'm gonna start at 8, Brig, and I would start at 8:45. And you know what I'd be doing at 8? Shuffling leads. So I can get into the script, but be clear, if we're not properly set up, it doesn't matter. Does that make sense? It just doesn't matter at all. So I went up there, saw the deal, got around people who were doing this thing. I saw Sean, there's a multitude of different names that I saw up there. I booked 8 appointments that day. Most appointments I've ever booked in a sitting before that was 3. And they were like at 8, 12, and 5. Yeah, that's not real, by the way. If you're brand new, that's not a real day. Cancel it, call them all back, reschedule, okay? It's not gonna work for you. And those are truths in this business that Matt can tell you, John can tell you, Tiffany, they can tell you these truths, but you've got to believe them. And a lot of us don't learn that running one appointment 2 hours away is not a bad idea until you do it. Right? Sitting down with that one-legged appointment is not a good idea. You heard it until you do it. And then you go, shit, I should do it. But so it's like a lot of these trainings and stuff, you're still gonna go through it, but how fast do you recognize that you're doing it? Does that make sense? Because we're all gonna make the same mistakes, but how often are you making them, okay? So I went up there, saw that they were doing it. So I say all that to say this, get around people who are dialing the phone. Don't do this thing by yourself, all right? The reason I get on Facebook Live and dial the phone isn't to teach people how to dial the phone. There's enough videos on there, it's the same thing over and over. It's because I need to hold myself accountable. It's because I know that I'm lazy. I know that I hate dialing the phone. I know that if I start calling, and I feel, if you're dialing the phone, you're like, do this. Just start right then, and then go on Facebook Live. Because you know what you're not gonna do? You're not gonna stop that Facebook Live recording after 3 minutes when 3 people don't pick up or something. You just won't. But if you're by yourself, you're human. You're just gonna get some food. You're just gonna go get some food and say, I'm gonna call them back later. When you know that's not the right thing to do. You know it's not the right thing. So if you're the best at it, and I know that I'm not accountable to dial the phone when I'm by myself sometimes, not all the time, but you gotta know yourself. You gotta know the way you're feeling going into this thing. Does that make sense? And if you're at a distance, you can get on Facebook Live, you get a whole bunch of feedback from other people. Don't listen to people who aren't doing it. There's a lot of people on there who will try to tell you to do stuff. Always ask them when they answer your question, how much did you pay last month? You know, what's your best year? Always ask them that before if you don't see them on the leaderboard. If you don't see them on the leaderboard, you probably there's a reason you didn't see them on the leaderboard. Don't talk to them. Okay, so Facebook is dangerous because you can put some stuff out there and get some stuff back that you don't really need. Does that make sense? You have to know how to filter it out too. All right. So that right there is very good for accountability. Get yourself live. Get around people. Get to some offices. Come down if you're ever in California. Come by my office. I'm in Oceanside or Carlsbad actually. And you can come by there. We dial Mondays and Thursdays. You know, so any office around the country, you guys are open to head into. All right. So that's going to help you out tremendously. There's only so much you can learn by yourself. There's only so many audios and things like that. I would also record myself. All right. I would record myself. Sean Mike did not sit down with me and go over phone script. Are you surprised? Are you surprised? Like he didn't hire me and go, hey, all right. This is what you say first. Now say it back to me. All right, that sounds good. He didn't do that. Does that make sense? So don't do that. That's not how people are going to learn. You record yourself and you send it to John. And you say, listen to this, because if he asked you what you said, you're going to say what you thought you said. Okay? You're going to say exactly what you thought you said in your dream, okay? But then when it's recorded, there's no confusion about what's happening. Do you want to get good fast? It's like with me in this golf thing. I was like, dude, I got to get a lesson, right? Because this is not going to work out, right? Because I'm going backwards right now. I'd rather pay the money, just like you would rather drive to the office. You'd rather, embarrass yourself, take that away, record it, put it in front of somebody's ears who knows what they're doing, and they can go, all right, don't say that. That was great. You know what? Just bring it down there, take that out there. Let's do this, speed that up, versus, well, I think I said this, I kind of said this, or that doesn't work. And I think a lot of us, and I'm talking a lot of this is to myself because I still will take the calls and go over phone script with people. And I'm like, why did I do that? Why did I do that? I did not help them. I know the answer, but the answer isn't what's going to help them. Does that make sense? So record yourself, get it over to whoever you're working with. If you want to record yourself, shoot it over to me, I'll listen to it, I'll tell you what I think. The thing about phone scripts, which is why I haven't really got into it that much, is because everybody's script is different. You'd be like, what's the script? I'll be like, They say hello, and you say their name. So you'd be like, hello, Dean? Yeah, this is Dean. Dean, this is Dom. I'm with the Mortgage Protection Center. Or I'm with the Senior Benefits Center. Or I'm with Family First Life. Or I'm with my apartment. Who cares? It doesn't matter. You'd be like, well, I'm calling from my backyard, I'm doing a handstand. If I'm confident, you know what they're going to say? Okay. All right, sounds good. I'll order that. Because it doesn't matter. So if you're sitting there reading something, you're going to get thrown off. I don't know very many people who says, I typed out a whole script and they're successful today. Like they typed it out and they read it. Now what I did is I took bullet points and said, I always have to say, I'm getting back to you. I have to say my job is simple. I have to say, all we have to do is do this. It's only going to be 10 or 15 minutes. There's key things in every script that's said. Does that make sense? And you got to figure out what are those key points in whatever script you're modeling. If Conrad Pulowski, right, lives in Michigan, Hall of Fame producer, back-to-back years, he goes, Dom, thank you so much for teaching. I'm like, dude, I didn't teach you anything. Like at all. Like you hear his phone script, you hear mine, you're like, that's not the same. But the tonality, the tempo is exactly the same. He says, I'm the local guy. I don't say that. I like it. He says, do you, even those tobacco e-cigarette things, he throws that in there. I don't say that. But it works. He issue pays $500,000 a year. Does that make sense? So that's one thing I would say I love about Family First Life is that you're going to find something that works for you. Okay? If I had somebody go, well, Tom, your script is a little bit too forward for me. I was like, well, use that one over there. Oh, I thought I had. Who said that? Said you had to do. You just have to make money because you have bills, right? So who cares the way you're doing it? But if what you're doing isn't working, make a change. Does that make sense? And don't make a change just because one person says something. It has to be a trend. All right? Just like he said, the first batch of I had a bad batch. Yeah, get another one. Does that make sense? You'll learn how to work that bad batch because the bad batch was a reflection of you. So next time you do it, you change those things up, and I bet you it'll change it up. All right? So John hit on getting people to pick up the phone. All right? I believe that this is something that I've learned over the years of dialing the phone because you want to be efficient, okay? I remember the first time I got 100 leads in a week. I was so excited, Greg, and I had my worst week ever because I did not have a plan of attack. I did not know how to call 100 leads at one time. So what did I do? I tried to call 100 leads at one time. Right? That doesn't work. Okay, so I know a lot of you, when you're just starting off, you get a ton of $1, $3 leads and stuff, right? Ton of them. And you're like, yeah, they're not picking up the phone, right? Because they're not going to pick up the phone if you're dialing 80, 90, 100 leads at one time. It's going to take you, to get through 100 leads, it's going to call a lead, let's just say if they don't pick up, it's going to take about a minute. If they don't pick up, listen to the ring, it's going to take about a minute. So to get to 100 leads all the way through, and let's just say 80, 90% of them aren't going to pick up the phone, okay? I'm taking an hour and a half, hour 45 minutes to listen to ringtones. And that's the reality. This is the truth, okay? This is the truth right now. So just believe that, and when you have all your leads, you need 100 leads, you need 80, 90 leads, but you don't need to be calling them at one time, okay? So take your leads. What I like to do is if you guys are getting Facebook or MailPro or anything like that, when you download a CSV file from your CRM, you can put them all in order of zip code, okay? I like to do that so I'm not bouncing all over the place when I'm dialing the phone. I like to just move. This is why it took me 8-9 hours before, is because I'd call one, book one, and then look for another lead in that area. That's a waste of time. Does that make sense? So if you have direct mail come in or something like that and you don't have the CSV, it's all good. Just keep your leads in some type of county zip order as they come in. Okay? Don't dial your lead, just say, this is my county, I'm just gonna dial them all. Put them in some type of north, south, east, west type of flow, so when you're calling, you just gotta pick up the next lead and keep it going. Does that make sense? Do all these things before 8 a.m., after 9 p.m. at night, so when you start, you're not doing all this stuff, okay? So if I do have 80 leads, John, I'm on track this, okay? All right. If I do have 80, 90 leads, 100 leads, what I wanna do is I wanna take out no more than 30 at a time, all right? No more than 30. I like to do 20. All right, and I think 20 comes with confidence when you start not caring about stuff. So you got to build that not care up. All right, I really don't care. Does that make sense at all? Like he said, I don't care about if they pick up. A lot of the times they go, well, this is important. I had somebody pick up. I called like 4 or 5 times in a row. She goes, whoa. She goes, hello. I'm like, yeah, this is Mary. Mary, yeah, this is Don with the Mortgage Protection Center. I'm getting back to you about it. You know, if you pass away, your house is paid off. She goes, oh, I knew this was important. That's why you were calling so much. I'm at my anniversary dinner, but thank you for calling. See, you'll be so surprised how receptive people are. But do you believe that you're the doctor? See, when I started, I used to not want to run appointments on Sunday. I'll get back to this, but I used to not want to run appointments on Sunday because I lived in North Carolina, and in my mind, people don't do stuff in North Carolina on Sunday. But they do, okay? They do. I called Sean up, I was like, dude, I can't book him out here on Sunday. He goes, yeah, that's cute. Do you not think people in Connecticut go to church? And I was like, it's a good one. Yeah, I'll go to church. You even go to church. Like, tell me, he's like, yeah, I go to church. And he goes, so is it that you jump to Monday or Tuesday when they say they go to church? Or you just don't, you jump, like, why do you do that? I was like, I guess it's really, I don't want to work on Sunday. So as soon as they say, I got church on Sunday, I go, okay, how about Monday? Versus, I got service on Sunday. Great, me too. I usually get done about noon. You home by 1? Yep, I am. Great, see you there at 1 o'clock. Now my Sunday's filled. That little tweak in my mind about what's really going on, change that up. Yeah, 2 minutes, all right. So 30 leads, all right? So I want to do no more than 30 leads at a time. First time through, I'm going to call them all once. Now this is just my method to get people to pick up. Everybody has a different method, okay? I don't call people 3 times in a row the first time I call them. All right, I just got the lead in, they just clicked on a button. It's just kind of weird to me, I just would not do that. So, but it works, I promise you it works, because nationwide people do different things, okay? So first time through, I let it ring all the way through. I want to hear if William goes by Bill. I listen to the voicemail that first time through. Second time through, I let it ring 4 times, all right, because I realized I wasted a lot of my lifetime listening to ringtones, okay? And there's no point, I just called them 10 minutes ago. I'm gonna call it, let it ring 4 times, hang up, and I'm gonna call right back, all right? So I let it ring 4 times and I call twice. All right, so 4 rings, hang up, call right back. So now they got 3 phone calls within 15 minutes because I only got 30 leads. Does that make sense? And then the third time through, I'm doing the same thing, twice in a row. So first time through out of 30 leads, I'm probably only going to get 3 to 5 people to pick up. That's a good one. All right, I'm probably only going to get 3 to pick up the first time through. All right, second time through, I'm going to start getting some callbacks after I call them twice. So be ready. This is why you have 20, 30 leads. When you get the call back, you're not searching around for the lead. It's right there. Does that make sense? You're good. So now I'm going to have another 3 to 5 to pick up there. So now I got 6 or maybe 10 on a good day. Third time through, I'm going to get another 2 to 4 to pick up. So now I got 6, 8, maybe 14 out of 30 leads to pick up. I don't care if I book them or not. I do, but I don't. Does that make sense? The name of the game is getting people to pick up the phone. If you're not getting people to pick up the phone, it doesn't matter what happened on the phone script. It doesn't matter at all. All right? And if you're a brand new agent, and you can get this many people to pick up the phone efficiently, okay? If I say, hey, here's 40 leads, and you can get 15 to 20 of them to pick up within 24 to 48 hours, now you and whoever you're working with are gonna have a phenomenal conversation about what to say on your phone script. But if you only call them up with 4 contacts, there's nothing to talk about. Does that make sense? All right, that's my time. Hopefully that helps.